Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Xbox Casuals, the Xbox podcast. I am one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is our brand new CEO, hot off the presses, Josh Finney.
Jesus Christ.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Corey.
I'd like to congratulate you on your new role.
Well, thank you. I've been working very hard. I'm excited to streamline the show with AI innovation and no knowledge of what I'm talking about.
No.
Did I get that right? Oh,
no
wait,
slop.
you're telling? I'm hearing those are things that you're not supposed to look for in a CEO.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, well, Microsoft might be boned.
Well, Josh, we just were talking about how it's a good thing we didn't record Xbox Casuals last week because we would have looked real silly.
We would have looked really fucking stupid, let me tell you.
So
not even 24 hours. Not even 24 hours.
Dude, I woke up and then I was at work and I was like going to the bathroom and I was like, what?
I had people bombarding me with it at work. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Ed of all people is the one that told me. He's like, hey, did you see the Xbox news? I'm like, no.
This was not on my bingo card. The Phil Spencer retiring part of it, okay, fine, but it felt so sudden. There were rumors for the last year or two that he was gonna step down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of us kind of saw that coming. He likely wasn't happy. We've all speculated that he probably wasn't happy with the Game Pass increases and basically having to, be the sacrificial lamb for a lot of things that Microsoft the corporation wanted to do instead of Xbox the brand wanting to do.
Yeah, I think we both kind of thought that he would either stick it out through the 25th anniversary or the next console launch, and then
the common thought was, from my understanding and from people I've not in the industry that I've talked with, but just people who follow Xbox really religiously and kind of watch these patterns, was that Phil probably at best was going to stay on through the next console, but he had turned a lot of that ownership over to Sarah Bond.
Uh-huh.
And that, to me, that's the more shocking part. Phil departing, okay, that's shocking, but it would have been, I think, I don't know, multiple times less newsworthy if it was Sarah Bond promoted to CEO of Microsoft Gaming effective immediately. Instead, Sarah Bond is out also, and the statements that were put out by Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, Satya Nadella, and the incoming CEO, I want to make sure I get her name right.
Asha Sharma.
Asha Sharma. The only one who even mentioned Sarah was Phil. So I want to go through a quick little timeline of what happened here. So Greg Miller talked about this a little bit on Kind of Funny Games last week. I do not know how accurate this is. I want to preface this by saying I have all the respect in the world for Greg. I don't know how in the know Greg is with Microsoft stuff, and that's not me trying to defend Xbox or anything. When I think Greg Miller breaking news, I think of him breaking news for PlayStation, or even with Bethesda. He just had Todd Howard on the show, but he's had a close relationship with Todd and had one with Pete Hines for years and years.
Yeah.
So when I think relationships at Xbox, he's not the first person who comes to mind for me. But he said that his phone was blowing up while they were doing the show that day, and he essentially said this was not planned. This was not planned. He said, I'm not going to read it. This was not planned. Just everybody in shock. This only got announced on Friday of last week. So we did a Tower Casuals last week. And then, no, we didn't. We didn't do anything last week, did we?
No, we did. We did Tower Casuals last week.
God, dude, I can't keep my week straight.
This was supposed to be announced on Monday. This
was
Monday.
Supposed to be announced Monday. What happened was IGN called Microsoft for comment Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And because it had started to leak out. And I wonder if Phil just really disgruntledly called Ryan McCaffrey and was like, I'm fucking out. I'm out, man. I'm being shoved out. I wonder if him or Sarah just I don't know, went to like DEF CON 5 here and
I
started telling
wonder,
people.
and I want, yeah. But the
Because like
thing is,
nobody saw it coming now.
yeah,
That's
and
the
like
thing.
it feels like a lot of people, even internally, at least, on the skirts of all of this, seemed surprised too, because there were still like Xbox social media posts going out on their accounts because they were probably
Bro,
scheduled
yes,
or
Sarah had
something.
a LinkedIn post go up 4 hours before the news broke.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any other way to interpret, like, yeah, maybe I think Phil basically took the golden parachute and went, but I think this seems to be a little bit more clear as the days have gone by. Sarah's job security probably was only there as long as Phil was still involved, and that's really, really, really unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there has been a gigantic smear campaign against Sarah in particular. Like, it's so funny. Like, gamers screamed for years they wanted Phil out, and then Phil's out. They're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's not get too hasty here. Let's not get
I
too hasty. Let's bring Phil back."
I think that side of it though is like, so for those who don't know who Asha Sharma is, she has been with Microsoft's core AI product division for about 2 years. And, anytime anybody hears the word AI and CEO,
Mm-hmm.
everybody kind of,
Kind of
shakes their
rightfully
head and,
so.
you know, has, things to say. So like, I think that's probably part of that.
Yeah.
And we've even said as much here, like, we love what Phil has done for the Xbox brand and the community and the industry
By
and
and large,
everything.
yes. Mm-hmm.
But it's probably time for some sort of change in that department, right? And so,
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong, and I think even the most ardent Xbox fans could tell you there probably needed to be a shake up at the top. The problem is it happened so suddenly.
mm-hmm.
Like, they just news dropped this on a random Friday in February. Something,
Yeah,
to me, that screams something went south in a hurry. And
yeah,
I'm a
especially because
rumor.
the statements are conflicting, right? A little bit,
Yeah.
because it's clear that Phil Spencer said he's been working with Asha for a couple months. Sarah said it's been a couple weeks.
Aaron
Uh,
Greenberg just spent a week with her.
yeah. So like,
How did he get out of all this intact?
dude,
The real questions.
Matt Booty gets promoted, and
Bro, okay.
and
Yeah, that two completely baffling things here, in addition to Sarah being just like yeeted out of
ousted.
the building.
Yeah.
Aaron is still employed, and Matt Booty got a promotion. Like,
Isn't he like the chief content officer now, or chief creative
something like that.
officer now?
I think he has Sarah's old job.
Which is just okay.
If there's one of the three that I did not want in charge, it's probably him. But here we go.
Here we
I
are.
find it really interesting that they went to somebody with no background in gaming, and this is what I was trying to caution people about this. That in and of itself is not a bad thing.
No,
Reggie,
I mean, yeah, Reggie Fils-Aimé is the first person that comes to mind. He's selling. He came from Pizza Hut, right?
Reggie Fils-Aimé, and oh my god, I had another example.
I mean,
The original PlayStation dev team.
I mean, Strauss Zelnick has
Zelnick?
openly admitted
Well,
that he doesn't play games, right? Like,
yes, but I've also seen the way that 2K's financials have gone, and well, they could probably use a gamer in charge over there, so it's not
well,
microtransaction city.
I mean, yeah.
I
fair,
digress.
but,
I do think that sometimes it's good to have a shakeup.
mhm.
My problem is I would trust the shakeup more if it was happening somewhere like Nintendo or PlayStation, and
Nintendo
not.
just hired their new president too. So
I would
that's
trust.
different.
I would trust it happening more at one of those than I would here, and that the argument I was trying to make is ultimately, like, everyone had to get a start somewhere. At some point, you were not working in games if you work in games. I don't think that that's bad. I think it's good to have different perspectives, this and that. And I think that those people can be enabled by those around them who have been like a career in games. I mean, Peter Moore was my example to people, right?
Mhm.
And like, look at what Peter Moore did for the fucking brand. But then he leaves Xbox to go run. What was it? Was it Chelsea or was it Manchester United?
I think it was Chelsea.
It was one of those. He went to go run some football club in Europe,
Mhm.
and good for you, Peter
Which
Moore.
is
But
exactly what he wanted to do in the first place, I
yeah,
think.
which is like that. What a phenomenal career arc. But like, I'm saying, you don't have necessarily have to have a career in games in order to like be a really influential voice and do really, really good. I don't think Sarah Bond came up through games either. So like, not everyone is a Microsoft lifer like Phil.
Mhm.
That's the only place he's ever worked. He's been pretty open about
He was
it.
an intern, right?
Yep.
I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
what do you say, 80 something?
88.
Yikes! I
Yep.
was 2.
Phil was an intern way back in the day. I mean, people forget Phil's been part of Xbox since the first Xbox.
Mhm.
It's kind of crazy. He was like really one of the
But
last guys there since the beginning.
even he didn't start in games though. He was on the Excel team. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
obviously he played games, but like
Mm-hmm.
he was part of the Excel team. So,
So I would say I don't think that that is necessarily disqualifying. What is disqualifying for me is I don't trust Microsoft not to try and cram AI into this next box. That was already a concern of ours. Them moving somebody from the AI team onto here doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. I don't feel quite as the sky is falling as I did this time last week,
mhm.
but I don't feel super confident in the future of this brand. Like, the reality is the next 12 months are probably set in stone right now.
Mhm.
I would say the runway to the next console is pretty much laid out for you already. There's not a lot of room to deviate. We already know you got to have that stuff locked in like 18 months in advance. I would
Component
say that
component
runway is
wise, I think feel like operating system wise, you could probably change that at some point, right? I feel like.
sure, but I mean, and the important thing is like on that team, like Jason Ronald's still there. He's not leaving.
Yeah.
And he was the one heading up that team. So was and still is. But just it's like when a star player gets traded away from your favorite team and a whole bunch of messy narratives start to come out. We're
You
already
know all
hitting
about
that.
that, don't you, Josh? Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
bring up that old flesh wound.
that's fine. I want to bring up the Verge's article, assuming I don't get hit behind a paywall. Okay. So the Verge had a piece that came out on the 23rd. So it came out Monday morning. It can only be described as an absolute just train wreck of a hit piece. And well, we're talking about train wrecks. So this is the most like hit piece thing I've ever seen. Like this, between this and the DeAndre Ayton hit piece that came out about the Lakers this afternoon, like I don't know which one is funnier. But they basically make Sarah Bond out to be like video game Satan in this article. And I generally like Tom Warren too. That's the insane part about this. I had to
Yeah,
actually triple check who wrote this.
yeah.
And then
I wonder. I
your
wonder if
first fucking interview is with Jez Corden.
I know.
Please tell me you saw the clip of Blessing Aote Jr. just absolutely losing his mind over this.
I saw it and I
That
didn't. I only listened to about the first 30 seconds of it, and I'm like, I can't do. I can't.
I have to tell you, I don't always agree with Bless, but holy shit, he articulated everything I was thinking in that clip. I saw that clip and like, listen, I love Mike, but Mike is that's the kind of guy. Of course he's gonna hype up everything, right? He's a hype guy. Like we have to be objective at some point.
Mhm.
And I want to go through some of the pieces, some of the things in this Verge piece, because we don't know what's true and what's not. It's going to take more people coming forward, more people telling their side of it, blah blah blah. Him or Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer have got to be NDA'd to all hell. Like they cannot go out there to protect her or anything. Like she can never. Her name is smeared forever, and it's going to be because of pieces like this. So instead of picking Sarah Bond as Phil Spencer's successor, Microsoft promoted Asha Sharma, a former Microsoft AI executive at the top of Xbox. The move surprised many Xbox fans, but for more than a dozen current and former Microsoft employees I've been speaking to, it felt inevitable in recent months. Jesus fucking Christ. Uh, do, 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 do. Spencer came to them last year and said he wanted to resign. Don't know how much I believe that. That would line up with the announcement of Halo coming to PS5, though, of Campaign Evolved coming to PS5, which is, somebody pointed out, is one of the only Xbox first-party games that Phil never promoted on his social media.
Mm-hmm.
I found that fascinating because I wouldn't have even thought about that. But pretty clear, like he didn't like that.
Yeah.
Spencer's decision led to months of careful successor planning. It was announced to the world on Friday, but was supposed to be today, Monday. Forced to announce early because of IGN was running Plan a Story, blah, 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 blah. Kicked off a day of chaos where teams inside Xbox were hearing the news first through reporters and news outlets instead of internal memos. The team running Sarah Bond's social media was so unprepared. A LinkedIn post inviting people to provide feedback about Xbox accessibility went live just before her departure was announced. It sat there for hours until Bond's team eventually posted her own memo. Blah, 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 blah. Some employees I've been speaking with saw the writing on the wall for Bond last year. She was promoted to Xbox president in October 2023, days after Microsoft finalized its $68.7 billion deal to acquire Activision Blizzard. Bond was crucial in getting the deal over the line with regulators and slowly started to become the face of Xbox as Spencer took on the complicated duties of integrating a huge new business into Microsoft gaming. 6 months after her promotion, Xbox executive Kareem Chowdhury, who reported directly to Bond, departed Microsoft and triggered another shakeup of some teams inside Xbox. Chowdhury was key to Xbox's backwards compatibility support and helped bring Xbox Cloud Gaming to life as xCloud in 2019. Weeks after he departed, former Xbox Chief Marketing Officer Jarrett West also left Microsoft in June 2024. That meant the Xbox marketing team was now reporting directly to Sarah Bond. A month later, Microsoft delivered a marketing campaign that signaled people didn't need to buy an Xbox. The message was you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox because games were available through cloud gaming on TVs. This was part of the Xbox Everywhere strategy Bond had been pursuing, a vision to move the Xbox brand beyond its roots in console hardware. Months later, This Is an Xbox campaign launched with commercials that positioned a phone or tablet as an Xbox instead of just a console. It was a confusing campaign, and I'm told it offended many Xbox employees internally. I want to pause there for a minute. Listen, I think we all had a lot of fun at this campaign's expense, but you can't deny it got your attention.
Oh, yeah, sure it did.
And I'm not going to lie. It's like the one thing you could tell Aaron Greenberg wasn't involved in.
Why? Because it was promoting something?
Because it made fucking sense. It wasn't promoting some obscure controller you'll never be able to buy. Yes. Yes.
Man.
Anyways, we're not here just to make fun of Aaron Greenberg. We have many more months of that to come.
I thought that's what our new business model was, Josh.
No, I'll invent reasons to make fun of him if I need to. Please don't take this seriously.
You don't need to invent any reasons, Josh. There's plenty of them out there.
But this is really fascinating, though. That was really her whole spearheaded thing, and it makes sense. Like she was the one trying to push cloud gaming and this and that. Like the next part of the article really goes into that. This campaign debuted months after Bond appeared on stage at Bloomberg Technology Summit and announced an Xbox mobile store that was supposed to launch in July 2024. Still doesn't exist almost 2 years later. Although efforts to redefine Xbox were clearly tied to the mobile store, Microsoft still went ahead with This Is an Xbox after the store was delayed. The pivot away from console, led by Bond under Spencer's direction, hasn't gone well for Xbox. Hardware revenue has declined for 3 financial years in a row, and it looks like those declining revenues are going to continue through fiscal 2026.
Well, yeah, because your box costs $800.
I mean, and like, listen, I do want to be really clear. There are reasons why it's costing that much.
Yeah, I know.
And like nobody has stock to make consoles right now. Like PlayStations are going to dry up. Steam Decks already have. The Switch, I guarantee you the Switch 2 is next. Phones are going to have less memory in them than they did last year, simply to appease OpenAI. Nvidia's not making video cards this year. It's dire out there. Mm-hmm. It's fucking dire. And my whole thing is like, you didn't need to you're a $1 trillion company. Why did you need to raise the price twice? Once, okay, I could kind of understand, like, if your console had been selling like hotcakes, I could kind of understand it to try and like trim the supply a little bit to like keep it on stores a little bit longer.
Yeah, but the
But
stores are like clearancing them out to not carry them anymore.
exactly, because you're that partially because of this disastrous messaging, right? Let's not pretend like it was ever in an amazing place, but I think the minute that those games started coming to PS5, that was a problem. Now, if it was just Xbox and PC, sure. Okay, I think we all would have gotten past that eventually, and I think it would have been perfectly fine. Most Xbox players I've talked to who were religiously on Xbox and now aren't, pretty much just went straight to PC. They didn't go to another console. They may own a PlayStation, and they definitely own a Switch, but
Well, I
their
don't know if you
primary
saw that
platform is
story
on
today
PC.
come out, but it looks like PlayStation's first party games aren't going to be coming to PC soon. Maybe.
I did see probably Microsoft running around screaming about how they're going to put other storefronts on Xbox going forward, and PlayStation pretty much took their ball and went home. Good luck. I don't think it's necessarily a problem when it comes to single player stuff, but those multiplayer games, man,
yeah,
you got to keep putting those on Steam, even if you don't want to.
All the stories I saw specifically said single player games. So, I mean, Wolverine, I guess, was the one that was heavily mentioned, which I'm like, I don't know if Marvel's going to be okay with that, but okay, sure. Anyways, not really important to this conversation, but
yeah. There's some more in here that I want to get into, but like you can kind of see how this starts turning into a hit piece right around this time. Because this paragraph in particular really well, these couple paragraphs, I'm going to read the next three, really fucking pissed me off reading them. Most current and former Xbox employees I've spoken to in recent days, and this is from Tom Warren, are relieved Bond is leaving Microsoft. I've heard from multiple sources that Bond has been tough to work with and built a team structure that meant if you didn't follow the vision or questioned it, you were out. Most have praised her ability to strike partnerships with companies and developers, though. I wrote in December 2024, Bond had staked her career reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices. This also involved carefully managing her image both internally and externally, making her appear to be a gamer like Phil Spencer, and in reality, she wasn't. I understand Bond's strategy had been failing internally and had been questioned multiple times. Bond had tried to push mobile and cloud over console to reach potentially millions more Xbox customers, but the result has been a classic case of chasing tomorrow's customers by neglecting today's. That's a damning line right there to end on. That's a damning line.
yep.
I personally didn't feel like they were chasing cloud and mobile, though. Like, we never saw any progress on the mobile store, as already noted. And xCloud, like, dude, let me tell you.
I mean, they pulled back on that pretty fast, right? I mean, they launched it and then they pulled the Series X
just
components.
recently started getting some much needed improvements to xCloud. In a hilarious bit of irony, this week we got 1440p streaming on cloud gaming.
Yeah, because aren't they still using Series S consoles?
Yeah, they're using the Series S blades.
So,
yeah.
like, I mean, that's to me, like, that whole cloud initiative is like launched and now it's in like maintenance, essentially like maintenance mode, and like, essentially like, oh, well, we're going to update the UI, we're going to do quality of life improvements, we're going to,
I mean, I'm not going to lie, like that is a decent quality of life update to get 1440p streaming. Like, listen, if they can make that a valuable piece going forward, great. They're trying to be ahead of the curve. That's always been Microsoft's thing. Like, they're a generation too early on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think this is another case of that where they thought people were ready for it and they just weren't. Now, if that was going out like last year or this year, I think it would have gone over better. But instead, we've watched it like kind of like slowly pitter patter along for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I also think people need to remember too, like, this Project xCloud essentially saved the brand in a way, because that's how Phil Spencer pitched, we can add cloud to this because Satya is a cloud person, a cloud guy, right? And so
Satya needs to go away.
I mean, he doesn't really know what he's doing with the this AI stuff.
He doesn't really know what he's doing much anything, honestly.
So I mean,
So
my soundbite.
let's what I want to jump back to. We're going to jump back to the Phil Spencer part of this now, because now that we're done dragging Sarah's reputation through the mud.
Well, we didn't.
No, the Verge did. In February last year, Phil Spencer took a long vacation, and I'm told some teams had to wait for weeks to sign off on key changes. Shortly after this vacation, rumors started circulating inside Microsoft Spencer was getting ready to retire. Microsoft was eventually forced to deny the rumors in July, claiming Spencer wouldn't be retiring anytime soon. With the retirement now official, Microsoft is hitting the reset button on Bond's Xbox strategy instead of embracing it. Asha Sharma is now promising the return of Xbox and a clear message to employees that the strategy of the past few years has not been working. I want to return to the renegade spirit that built Xbox in the first place. Xbox employees I've been speaking to have been concerned about the Sharma appointment, particularly because of her previous role as an AI executive at Microsoft. There's also concern about her lack of industry experience in entertainment and gaming. Sharma has been clear she's not a gamer and has spent the weekend responding to people on X and even taking game recommendations, including Borderlands 2. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, people found her gamer tag and I fucking just cracked up. So it's like, oh, Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, Borderlands 2.
If you're gonna play
she's played in the last couple of weeks.
If you're gonna play a Borderlands game, I mean, 2's
yes, but it's just funny because like everything else that she had like played recently was like a very recent or like first party game, and then you have that just like sticking out as a sore thumb.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Like, I know people want to rip on her for not being a gamer and like being from an AI position.
The AI stuff is totally fair to rip on her about, by the way.
I want to say this as far as face value of her message goes. Now, granted, she works for Microsoft, a big, corporation who's very into AI. I think her initial message was saying the right things. I think she said things that Xbox fans want to hear. Specifically, like a clear message, which is something that we've been complaining about for years of like, are they, aren't they? What's their plan? What's their strategy, etc. Right? Like, I do want to give her credit for that. Right. But again, like there's always something to question over at Microsoft just because it's Microsoft. Right. So grains of salt. And also,
can I read directly from her statement real quick?
Yeah. Yes, please.
So she says that her thing starts with 3 commitments. I'm not going to bother with the third one, but first, great games. Everything begins here. We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel, innovative gameplay, and creative excellence. We will empower our studios, invest in iconic franchises, and back bold new ideas. We will take risks. We will enter new categories and markets where we can add real value grounded in what players care about most. I promoted Matt Booty in honor of this commitment. He understands the craft and the challenges of building kids with a straight face, man. This is the dude who fucking closed down the Hi-Fi Rush devs after like a year. After
a year,
bro.
and then
he really understands them.
And then praising them at the meeting after he closed them down.
God bless America, dude. I can't get through that part with a straight face. Second, the return of Xbox. We will return to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and developers who build the expansive universes and experiences that are embraced by players around the world. We'll celebrate our roots with a renewed commitment to Xbox, starting with console, which has shaped who we are. Connects us to players and fans who invest in Xbox and developers who build ambitious experiences for it. Gaming lives across devices, not within the limits of any single piece of hardware. So we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud. Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the community we serve. We break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise. And then beyond that, she talks future of play, iconic new business models, blah 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 blah. I'm not reading that because I will say there's one little tidbit in that last section though. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art, crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us.
Did you see what Satya Nadella said after this?
No, I didn't.
He hates...
I don't think I did.
He hates the term AI slop.
Well, get used to it, buddy boy.
And he went on to say, like, Microsoft believes that, AI is innovation and, cognitive
Dude,
gears for the
I've
brain.
never
And
more clearly seen a picture of someone who like isn't like, you know, how do I say this delicately? That isn't like actively a evil like person in a cabal of elite pedophiles who so badly needs to be removed from his position as head of a major multinational company. I think I said that correctly.
jeez.
I just, dude, I guarantee you half the reason Phil is retiring is because he's so fucking tired of explaining the industry to this guy every time he turns around.
Yeah, I mean, I
Every
wouldn't.
single time he turns around. So like I'm gonna jump back to this Verge article one more time, and then we'll be done with it because this thing's so fucking long. Some Xboxes are worried about Sharma forcing AI in everything Xbox does. We already read about that. Other concern is she's been appointed by Nadella as some sort of executioner of the Xbox console. Her memo doesn't suggest that. Microsoft could have easily appointed Matt Booty into that role to push game publishing instead of the console. I get
Yeah,
the
he's
impression
so
from
good at that part.
sources, right? I get the impression from sources that Microsoft wants a turnaround and is worried about losing Xbox as it's one of its only remaining successful consumer brands. This is true. Those who
If you
know
wanted to kill the
Sharma,
brand, you should have promoted Aaron Greenberg into that role.
God, he's a bald motherfucker. Those who know Sharma better describe her as enthusiastic, willing to learn, and very capable of getting teams to execute on a clear vision rather than coming in as a product executioner. Has a history Instacart and Meta of overseeing platform launches and getting people to use products, the type of user acquisition Xbox has failed at in recent years. It will be a tough gig to step into the shoes of Phil Spencer, who's widely respected inside and outside of Microsoft. He will be remembered for the impact he had in turning Xbox around more than a decade ago. Could have easily died after the Xbox One disaster, but Phil Spencer made transformative decisions that have benefited the entire industry. Xbox led the way in consumer-friendly decisions like crossplay and allowing consumers to buy a game once and play it across both PC and console. Under Spencer's watch, Game Pass has forced competitors to offer similar subscription services. However, he's also departing at a time when the Series S and X has failed to put a dent in PlayStation and during a time of turmoil in the game industry and within Xbox. Layoffs and studio closures have plagued Xbox after the Activision Blizzard acquisition. There are big questions about gaming acquisitions, the side effects of Game Pass, and the future of the console itself. Spencer won't be here to answer them anymore. So, next 25 years belong to the teams who dare to build something surprising, something no one else is willing to try, and have the patience to see it through, says Sharma. We've done this before, and I'm here to help us do it again. I don't feel as gloom and doom. I feel like 10% better a week removed.
Yeah, again,
But I'm not, I am absolutely like for the first like 2 years, I'm not going to be sitting here being like, yeah, great fucking moves, man. Because like most of what's going to come in the next year was already in the pipeline. Let's be honest. Aside from like layoffs and shit, everything else was in the pipeline.
yeah. Yeah, I
It
mean,
bums me out that Phil won't be there to see Fable through. I think that's like the biggest thing for me.
well, he's staying through the summer as a
Yeah, but
transition
dude,
person, right?
I
Like
want
that's a.
tell me you
I know
didn't
what you
want to
mean.
see Phil be able to introduce it at the summer showcase.
I mean, he still might.
He still might, but I I don't think he'll be on stage.
He
I think he will
Here's the
be.
thing, though. You don't think he's like so happy that the pressure of all this garbage
Oh
that's been
no,
going on
that
is,
dude is fucking ecstatic. He doesn't have to go to meetings with Satya anymore. He doesn't have to have Aaron Greenberg taking like his sunflower seeds out of his desk.
or like taking a selfie with the Deadpool booty
Oh my
controller.
god. Yeah, dude, like listen. I just he doesn't have to work with a guy named Matt Booty anymore. Like, dude, I just like to think that like him, Major Nelson, and Pete Hines are just gonna like meet up at the bar and have like round after round eventually because
I hope they
man,
form a new console called the Phil Box.
I
Phil
will
Box,
say I will
Phil
I
Box
will say
One.
this. I don't think I have seen anybody leave their post in the games industry since the dawn of social media who has gotten as much praise from fans, from from developers, from people who work at Xbox, and from the press like Phil has. I think Reggie is the only other one I can think of who got this kind of reception. Because let's be real, we did not see this when PlayStation had their changeover. There were parties in the street.
You weren't sending Jim Ryan great congratulations or anything?
I kind of forgot his name. No,
I mean, he's not doing it. I mean, Herman Holst and the other guy aren't doing any better right now. So
no, not
considering
really.
what studio they just closed. By the way, how about that being the biggest surprise of the news of the week last week for like 5 minutes? Is that Blue?
Dude, I seriously, Xbox's inability to let PlayStation just have like 5 bad days, to have a week of bad news, and they're just like, oh shit, we left one of those rakes untouched. Better go run and step on it real fast. Jesus Christ, Aaron, lay down more rakes. Quick, Aaron, there's a rake controller over there.
Oh,
like in all seriousness though, like I really fail to remember a time when people had like this much outpouring for a departing CEO, because like, I mean, listen, nobody likes businessmen, but Phil was one of the very few it felt like that was actually relatable to us. When you look at this on like a corporate level, it felt like he was one of us.
mm-hmm.
And that's why like the image of him, Reggie, and Sean Layden together at the Game Awards will like always live in my mind, because that's what it should be. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I mean that, and I mean
those were 3 guys who just fucking got it.
Yeah, they just got it. You know, I mean, they just,
even if Reggie had to learn, like those are guys who just got it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, like, let's not pretend like Reggie's time was all sunshine and rainbows.
I mean, he was there for the GameCube and the Wii U, two of the worst selling.
I was about to say, like, brother, he was there for the Wii U. Like, holy shit.
I mean, as much as some of us champion the Wii U, certainly not this guy sitting on this end. No, I'm just kidding. I actually
there's a show where you can talk about that. It's called Nintendo Pow Block.
Yep, you can tune in every what day do we put that out on now? Wednesday, I think. So I don't know anymore. But yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, Reggie knew how to deliver a message, even if it was a bad message, right? And so
I mean, same with Sean.
Yeah, and
I'd say Sean Layden was also like, one of the things I always respected about him is how much he championed their smaller titles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that Phil adopted and did really well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's like the big question now is like, you know, what happens to Game Pass? What happens to studios like Double Fine? What happens to...
Yeah, you know, I'm less concerned about Game Pass, because if Game Pass goes away, okay, cool, I'm going to go back to buying my games. Whoopee. I am pretty concerned for Double Fine.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though, right? It's like these studios exist.
You can't tell me with a straight face that Matt Booty and you know, AI Overlord would be approving Kiln to be made. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I don't think they're exactly running out to give Josh Sawyer a blank check to make Pentiment, because he wants to spend 4 years researching 15th century Bavaria.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to think of other, like, would Grounded have been greenlit by these guys? Would they have entered into the partnerships that were done with Moon, that were done with Don't Nod? Like, would they have... What was the studio that did the Battletoads remake? Like, would they have entered into any of those agreements? My money's on no.
Yeah. God, I forgot the Battletoads remake.
I think it's important to say those, because like not all of those were hits. So, but if you're going to talk about risk taking, like you got to be ready to greenlight stuff like that, because you have 2 of the more creative, like, first party studios in the world under your control. And like Obsidian is always going to give you something cool.
Mm-hmm.
Double Fine is going to give you something unique every single time. Like, dude, would they have greenlit Keeper?
Right.
Like,
I mean, you're a walking lighthouse. Like,
I think things like Clockwork Revolution probably a little bit more safe. State of Decay 3 a little bit more safe. Oh, you want to go do another Hellblade? Sure, go for it. I gotta wonder if South of Midnight would have made it out the door. Like, there's questions like how much Call of Duty is about to be jammed down my throat now.
Yeah.
So I have concerns. I'm not ready to like say the sky is falling, but like kind of feel like the moon is starting to approach a little bit. Kind of feel like I might need the hero of time to come through the portal and whip out the ocarina for me real fast.
Well, boy, Josh, do I have news for you?
Oh no. Oh god. Did something break while we're doing this?
No,
Oh,
no,
thank
I'm just
god.
saying it's Zelda's 40th anniversary, so they're gonna put like Spirit Tracks on the Switch 2 or something. Nothing, not a game anybody wants.
Can I get Four Swords Adventures on the Switch?
It's on an SO. You can play it right now.
The GameCube version?
No, I think it's the Game Boy Advance version.
Okay,
But
yeah, no, we want the good version.
is there really a good version, Josh?
Yes.
I mean, it's like
Yeah,
asking
the
for
GameCube
Metroid
version.
Prime
I
Federation
promise you,
Force.
that's the good version. It's very good.
I guess you don't need your own Game Boy Advance to play it now. So, no, you have to have 4 Switches hooked up to the Switch 2 to play it now. Oh, man. Good times. Anyway. This whole thing is just kind of like it's a weird, man, this whole thing, I still like it still hasn't like set in really, right? Because like I don't know, as much as I've been listening to stuff about it and reading about it and watching stuff about it and even work talking about it in some respects, right? Like it still just hasn't like hit yet. And maybe when she gets on stage for that first time and starts talking about stuff, right? Like aside from these interviews, I think maybe it'll hit more, but man, what a weird week for Xbox in a generation full of weird weeks. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
yeah.
I'm hopeful. I'm always going to be hopeful. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and like I said, I think she said the right things, but if she has to like execute on those things to, make this community, of, in some respects rightly so, like disgruntled, kind of untrusting community, right? Like she
Mm-hmm.
has to execute on these. The teams have to execute on this new vision, right? Because like she said in one of the statements she put out, the plan is the plan until it's not the plan, right?
Yeah.
That was something she said, which reminded me of that Arrowverse meme that goes around, is like, you make the plan, you know, you try to execute the plan, you throw out the plan type of thing. Like a concept of a plan, like that sort of that's going to be memed at some point, especially if she doesn't hit on it.
Yeah, I wonder how long the leash is going to be here.
Yeah.
Because I would also say that I think that Phil had, when you look at gaming CEOs, especially at first party companies, I feel like his tenure was a bit longer than we tend to expect. And I think part of that was because he inherited such a shit show that they
Mm-hmm.
gave him tons of time to turn it around. And
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're butting heads with Satya, I think the only, and you're resisting the AI push and you're resisting, like, I don't know how much monetization he was able to resist, but I have to imagine that the price hikes on the hardware didn't make him happy, and on the core services didn't make him happy.
Mm-hmm.
I will go to my grave believing that he did not want Activision Blizzard to be acquired. I will go to
I
my grave thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of turned around on that too, thinking that probably wasn't his first choice, or
I
top
mean,
10
he was
choices.
not, the way that he acted with that acquisition versus Bethesda is night and day.
Yeah.
He was so excited. Remember when the Bethesda one happened and they did a roundtable with, what was it, Todd Howard, Pete Hines, somebody, I think someone from id was there, and I think they had people from ZeniMax, they had people from all the studios there,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like him and Matt Booty was a part of it. I think Sarah Bond was maybe a part of it, but it was like they were all rotating in and out when they were talking about the ideas and like the legacy of their studios and their projects and stuff. And it was like an actual production. It was like a 45-50 minute thing.
Yeah.
With Activision, it was like, damn, here.
Yeah, it was a blog post,
It was a
an
blog
Xbox
post because we
Wire
woke up and we're
post.
like, oh shit, it passed. Okay.
Yeah. And then, we covered the trial for like 2 years.
Oh my god, dude! It got to a point where we were just like, yeah, we're not going to do a show if all we're hearing about is another lawsuit.
I mean, we stopped our old show during the lawsuit, and then when you and I decided to do this one, like
the
it was
very
still
beginning of
going.
the show was covering that whole trial.
Literally, the first thumbnail is Phil carrying a coffee in a suit and tie.
It's that, and we were going through all the leaked documents that came out and stuff. Still haven't seen that new controller, by the way, guys.
Yeah, or that like Amazon
the fiscal
Alexa
year planning for Bethesda that fell into everybody's laps.
Yeah. Or that
there's been some really fucking funny moments out of these acquisitions and lawsuits.
Yeah,
because there's so much shit that the general public was never supposed to know.
Like the email from Matt Booty that said we want to spend PlayStation out of business or whatever.
Oh my god, dude! That and what was it? It was the when the whole Tim Sweeney versus Apple thing was happening. I remember getting a text one day and be like, "Hey, we're recording in like 20 minutes. Can you come sit in and explain this? What is happening here?" I pulled up with all the legal notes. There's been some really fucking funny moments, and the only reason we had to get into it was because Microsoft, like on a Sunday, announced they were gonna back it.
Right.
Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking funny, but like I still worry for the brand. I'm gonna worry for the brand for as long as someone like Satya is in charge. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah,
Bill
but I
Gates
feel like
was totally Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer and them were like totally Paul Allen, they were all like totally content to just like let Xbox be its own thing.
Dude, every time I think of Steve Ballmer, I just think of that stage show where they're all dancing and none of them are dancing to the beat of the music on the stage. And Bill Gates just looks like he has no idea what he's doing up there.
Dude, I've seen so many memes of him at Clippers games now. That's all I can associate him with. He's a complete psychopath, and I really hope he's the next owner of the Seattle Seahawks. God, please. Please, I don't ask for much. I feel like every time that I have to sit here and talk about Satya Nadella, or I have to talk about like Aaron Greenberg or somebody, I'm like that Topher Grace meme of him in the church in Spider-Man 3.
Oh god.
Just like draped over the pew, being like, please just give me this.
Right.
These guys signed off on the death of Hi-Fi Rush. God, dude, I can't fucking do this. We do have a couple questions to get to tonight.
Man, are you sure? Are you gonna make it,
Josh? I'm gonna make sure that they're prevalent in this and not the tower casuals.
Josh is losing it, everybody.
Oh my god, no, dude, the amount of people who were just like posting in Discord being like, oh god, I can't wait for next week. We can save those for next week. Yeah, those are not Xbox relevant. Well, they're about Marathon and about the God of War casting. And I gotta tell you,
God of War casting. What happened there?
They've been casting the live action series.
Oh, I knew.
But it kind of got overshadowed by a mountain of bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Kind of forgot about
So okay, so. Hydra wrote in and says, I don't know what to think, need our resident experts. Knox, I've heard multiple takes on the new Xbox head, most of them negative due to our lack of experience in the gaming space and past history and AI and logistics, potentially being over an Xbox. Her initial statements about how she wants to lead Xbox may have swayed some fears. Most are still pessimistic because typical corporate mumbo jumbo. Totally agree with that. That's pretty much what we just spent like the last hour getting into. I have heard some takes saying they should have promoted Todd Howard instead of this move because at least he's an industry vet, is a gamer, and cares more about gamers, so I have no proof to back that claim. I'm gonna be fucking real, man. I don't want Todd Howard anywhere near running the entire Xbox division.
Dude, he's a creator, man.
I fucking love Todd Howard, but That dude not only is basically the studio head of Bethesda, but he also found time to be the consultant on Indiana Jones and he headed up Starfield, he's heading up Elder Scrolls 6. He's still very involved in the Fallout universe, as evidenced by his interview about the show last week, which was an awesome interview, or 2 weeks ago. Was it last week? It was like a week and a half ago now. On Kind of Funny. Really, really good interview. Highly recommend, especially if you're wondering how we got to where we are in the show. I thought that was a really cool interview. Talks a little about Starfield 2.0. Anyways, I
What
digress.
happened in the show? Somebody die?
Yes, it's Fallout. Shocker. So somebody fucking died.
Spoilers. God.
Spoilers. I will say that I don't think promoting creatives up like that always works out. Sometimes I think you can get really lucky, but I mean, even Miyamoto wasn't like the CEO of Nintendo, right?
No, he's like their creative director. He's not even like, I mean,
which is totally different.
CEO.
Now, if you wanted to like appoint Todd Howard like the head of the ZeniMax portfolio, I could get behind that. But it would have to be abundantly clear that he only reports directly to Satya Nadella at that point. He does not report to anybody else. It's the Aragorn meme from Return of the King. You bow to no one. That's fucking Todd Howard, man. Todd Howard breaks for no man.
Yeah.
I do think Fox makes a really good point, too. If he didn't care, we would be on Fallout 10 and Elder Scrolls 43. Yeah. Yeah, no, this dude fucking cares. They've moved on to Creation 3, by the way, for the engine of Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, and apparently has a lot of Unreal Engine in it. Was what I was hearing.
Nadiki writes in and says, I'm more concerned about her thoughts on AI. To be honest, CEOs keep trying to push AI into their systems, development, etc. Keep crashing and burning. I hope she's smart enough to learn from that and not ruin Xbox with AI slop. Take a note from Gabe. Do nothing and watch as your competition shoots themselves in the foot. Microsoft can't do that. They got to run out to step on a fucking rake.
Yeah.
Knox.
I feel like I do want to say one thing about her AI background thing, right? Like I do feel like I mean, the one thing, and I'm not like, I don't think AI should be running our lives by any stretch of the imagination or creating games or anything like that. I do think that there is a little bit more nuance than that to her background as someone who works in the tech industry and has learned a lot about core AI of all things in the last couple years, and just like AI in general. Like, I think that I don't think she was brought on to grow because of her ability to grow platforms, right? She comes from core AI because she grew the platform, not because she's like some super AI person. So in that respects, I think that she is going to use a little bit more nuance than just, running the business with, ChatGPT open, or Copilot open, I guess would be the Microsoft version of that. But
yeah,
is there concern? Sure. But her and Matt Booty both openly stated this week or on Friday or whenever that like the studios are free to use the tools at their disposal, whether it's AI related or not. They are not required to use AI at all to make these games. And so like,
yeah,
and I know that's something that Phil said, and I know that could just be like front facing. Let's not.
that kind of feels like lip service, like get the public to shut the fuck up.
But I mean, I feel like that's every corporation these days too. So
I'm gonna attempt to remain slightly positive. Like I said, I still feel really negative about this overall. And I think, once upon a time, I don't think a lot of us thought Phil Spencer was riding in to be the savior on horseback. I'm fucking tired, man. I don't think we really thought Phil Spencer was riding in to save the day, right? Like, when you look at who we had just had with Phil Harrison and Don Matrick, I don't think anybody thought Phil was coming in to save the day, right? The thought very much was, and we're not going to revise history here, the thought overwhelmingly was, well, Phil was still part of the leadership team for Xbox One, like he deserves to go too. Because people love to bring that up whenever they want to disparage Phil. They love to bring that up, and it's like, yeah, but he's also the reason that you got a lot of your favorite games made, probably.
Yeah,
And
anything
he is
not
indisputably the reason there's still an Xbox brand under Microsoft.
anything that's not called Halo or Gears or Forza that has been put on your console in the last decade is probably something Phil agreed.
I would argue Forza too, because Forza was not a launch title. That came out at the very tail end of the original Xbox. I would argue that Phil had a hand in that. He was working in first party publishing at that point.
Yeah.
So, I would argue that was him. Now, if we were going to like Project Gotham and stuff, yeah, but we're not going to blame him for what was it, Azusa's Wrath? Is that what it was?
But you didn't like that?
No, I'm also not a Bloodwake fan, much to the chagrin of many people I know.
Of Randy Pitchford? Their game before Borderlands?
Oh my god, is that really Gearbox?
Yeah. That was the game they did right after that, or right before the Halo 2 port to PC, because they did that port too.
Oh man, now I gotta look this up. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Gearbox.
Oh my god, I've never put 2 and 2 together. I'm looking right now.
Because I remember
Gearbox Software. The first things they did were the Half-Life ports to PS2. They did some Windows ports, including the Halo 1 port to PC. Their first real game was Brothers in Arms.
Then who was it? Who am I thinking of then?
I don't know, but now I got to look up Bloodwake. God, we're just gonna go way down. Bloodwake. 2001 video game, Stormfront Studios.
Stormfront. He must have just been in a video that had that.
It was run by Don Daglow.
Oh, sure. That guy.
This guy. God, what a piece of work.
He must have just been in a video, because there's a Game Informer a replay video, like an old one, where he was playing Bloodwake with Game Informer, and they were talking about it, and I swear he had something to do with it. Maybe
funny. I mean, maybe he worked at the studio. I don't fucking know.
Maybe, but I don't know, because they were doing like a Borderlands promotion of some sort.
Interesting.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Nobody really cares about Bloodwake. We've talked about Bloodwake more than anybody's talked about in the last 10 years. So,
would you like to know the insane spread on the scores for Bloodwake?
Sure.
It has a 71 on Metacritic. Okay,
that's higher than I thought.
So the lowest score I can find is Edge Magazine giving it a 4 out of 10. Game Informer gives it a 5 out of 10. GameSpot at 7.9 out of 10.
Ooh, GameSpot liked it.
IGN an 8.4 out of 10.
Oh boy.
And then would you like to know who gave a 10 out of 10 perfect score to this game?
Oh god, who?
Please guess. I need you to guess this, Corey.
Oh man, let's see.
I don't think you're going to get it in a million years.
I probably won't, but is it something like Official Xbox Magazine or something?
Official Xbox Magazine gave it a 7.4. Maxim Magazine gave it a perfect 10 out of 10.
Oh, God.
And if that doesn't just sum up 2001 in a way that I could only dream of.
Was it in the magazine with Lara Croft on the cover?
I don't know. I don't want to click on it either.
Do it. Your search history will be all messed up.
Okay, listen. We've gone down the rabbit hole. Before we get out of here, I'm reading from the reception blurb on Wikipedia. It was highly anticipated following the excited press reaction at E3 2000. Oh, Microsoft backed Bloodwake with a television advertising campaign, and it reached 6th on the NPD charts in November 2002, with over 340,000 units sold.
Did all the booth babes have Duke controllers strapped to their ankles?
Later that year, it was number 1 on the NPD Xbox game rental rankings. It became one of the first platinum hits and was re-released at a lower price.
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
God,
I don't want to get carried away, but I think that Maxim score easily dragged it up like 5 points on Metacritic.
Yeah. Yikes.
God. Matt
Dude,
Moody,
what do you think?
Greenlight Bloodwing 2, you coward.
Who do you think was the last outlet to even mention Bloodwake was? Probably that Game Informer video I just mentioned from like 2008.
Dude, early Xbox was not great. It was not great. Holy shit. It is not great, brother.
Yikes.
Yikes and oh my god. Oh,
that's all I can say, dude.
There's some real stinkers in here, Corey. I'm looking at the first couple of years of Xbox. Ooh, I forgot about some of these. Azarek, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, with the blue guy. It's like,
yes, I don't know why I thought it was Azusa's Wrath. No,
I mean, Asura's Wrath was a Capcom thing, I think, right? That was like
this fucking thing. 3.7 from Xbox Magazine.
Heck yeah.
6.5 from IGN.
Dude, all I remember from that game is like that guy was blue.
The fucking blue guy.
Yeah, and like the dialogue sounded like somebody called in on like a cheap cell phone and they recorded it through like a Talkboy prop from Home Alone.
It's so bad.
I wanted to think that game was cool, and it was not cool, guys.
Do you remember Sneakers?
God.
The cat or the mouse?
No, but I remember stuff like Blinks and Voodoo Vents and all that.
This game has a 28 on Metacritic, Corey.
Oh God.
Not even Maxim was saving this one.
Come on, Maxim, step up your game. These games need you to save them.
2s, 3s, 2s.
God.
Oh my Lord. No, I remember reading a review of some early Xbox game. I don't remember what I swear it was Asura's Wrath. I swear to God it was. And it got
that's a 360 game.
I swear it got a 0.5 from Game Informer.
I mean, it might. Man, I don't remember. Oh man, what are some of these other early Xbox games, Josh?
I don't know. I'm trying to find that stupid game. Kabuki Warriors might be what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, the weird fighting game.
0.5. Shrek Fairy Tale Freakout got 0.25.
Yikes.
Oh, dude, it's all bad. Other early Xbox games. Man, remember they tried to make Kingdom Under Fire a thing?
Yeah.
I was so excited, and it
made what, like 3 of them?
Not, yeah.
Didn't the movie
Grabbed by the Ghoulies? Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
I remember Grabbed by the Ghoulies. They tried. Wasn't that the one where they tried to make it like some sort of pseudo sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbors or something?
I don't know, but it was the first game that Rare put out on Xbox, and that was the moment where all the Nintendo fans went, "Oh, well, maybe this isn't such a bad thing." Brute Force.
Oh God, yeah, Gears before Gears, but
terrible. I used to think that Brute Force was like a prequel to Halo 2 because I was a dumb 10-year-old kid.
Yikes!
I was like, how can this be that bad? It's Halo adjacent, isn't it? Huh?
Yikes!
Kung Fu Chaos.
Oh God.
Tao Fang, Fist of the Lotus.
Look, man. The original Xbox.
Maxim gave this one 5 out of 5 stars, by the way.
Attaboy, Maxim. Now you're talking.
I gotta see if they reviewed Kung Fu Chaos.
It just blows my mind that they had
no review for Kung Fu Chaos from them. It
just blows my mind that they had a game. People reviewing games. It's like tangentially like Playboy reviewing games. Oh, geez.
Would you like to hear about a Japanese-only game that was released for the original Xbox that I, to this day, had never heard of?
Is it the FromSoft game?
It is a game from Red Entertainment.
Oh, gosh.
It's called Nude.
Oh, God.
Which stands for Natural Ultimate Digital Experiment.
Okay.
You are a test. You assume the role of a tester for a new product, a female humanoid robot called Pass. The robot starts with minimal functionality. You must be taught language and tasks by the player. This is achieved through voice commands issued using the included headset.
God.
Dude, listen, if you made it today, that robot would be a Nazi within the hour.
An hour? You're giving it an hour?
I'm giving it an hour because I'm assuming it doesn't have access to Twitter.
Yeah, because it costs too much to put stuff through the API. So it doesn't have access.
Christ.
It's not verified.
Corey, just get me out of here. I'm going to keep going down the rabbit hole of old Xbox games.
Do it.
Announcing what's been reviewed by Maxim.
Welcome to the Maxim Retro Games Cast.
Do we think they reviewed Super Mario Sunshine? How did they feel about the flood?
Oh no. God.
They reviewed Blinks the Time Sweeper.
What did they give Blinks the Time Sweeper?
An 8 out of 10.
That's a good score.
It's higher than the Metacritic.
God, I'm like choking over here. Oh, we've lost it, guys. We've lost it.
This has been the Retro Hour sponsored by Maxim.
Oh, we are in no way affiliated with Maxim.
I'm trying to find the funniest things that I possibly can on this list.
Oh my God.
Corey, start the outro.
Oh man.
You know they reviewed Dead or Alive 3. You know they did.
I mean, that is the least surprising of anything.
4 out of 5 stars. How did this get lower than Bloodwake?
Dude, Bloodwake's amazing.
Bro.
Did you know?
What?
Oh. All right. I'm getting out of here before Josh cries himself into some hysteria
right now.
Everybody out there, I want to thank you so much for watching and or listening to this episode of Xbox Casuals. You can find us every other Friday. The next couple weeks, Josh and I will be talking about marathon runner casuals. Is that what we're calling it?
Sure.
Glitch casuals. People seem to be thirsting over this new character already, so that's neat, I guess.
It's a Bungie character, of course.
You do you guys, I guess. Everybody out there. Josh, thank you for your time, as always. Let us know what you think of the marathon server slam this weekend, if you are playing it. If not, well, cool. Anyways, thank you so much for watching or listening, and until next time, we love you. Goodbye. See you next time on the Retro Maxim Games Cast.
My God.
Part 2.